all the other Wall Street players that are FOMOing in, definitely heating up the market. And imagine when Ethereum ETFs actually are live and trading, it's going to bring in more liquidity. But Michael Saylor, he knows what's up. He implemented Bitcoin strategy 4 years ago and has worked out very well. And he's like, the ETF approval was the crossing of the chasm for the asset class. I don't even know what that means. It just sounds really good. Michael Saylor has a million parables that he just pulls out of nowhere. But, you know, it's working because the ETFs have $1 billion. Okay. No, 1 million BTC under management, which comes out to be like $70 billion worth, close to $70 billion worth. Okay. So obviously it's not just Saylor, it's not just Soros, but there are many, many, many institutions and companies out there that believe the Bitcoin strategy is sound and they all want a piece. Okay. That's why things are really heating up. And that's why we have Ethereum spot ETFs also coming because, yes, the appetite for Ethereum is there as well. So there are many things that's happening. And this is very interesting. 70K now is very different than 70K back in March. And here's the reason why. According to Julio, it's because when Bitcoin first hit 70K back in March, most people were in the profit zone, 69%. So that means the tendency to sell and take profits was very high versus now only 3% of people are in profits. That's very short term, right? Like that's just measuring months. But I get what they're saying. There's less incentive to be selling now versus than first when we hit 70,000 in March. I get that, right? But the reality is, had you been DCAing over the course of the last 3 years, even since the top of 2021, which my DCA portfolio shows, you are well in the green. The small little volatilities, a dip, even a 20% dip that we've seen before, really does not matter. You won't even notice it because if you've been DCAing all along, you've been adding when Bitcoin was 16,000, 18,000, 20,000, 22,000, 24,000, 30,000, right? So Bitcoin at 60,000 even does not affect you. You are well in the green, right? That's reality. That's why the power DCA is so powerful and important. You just have to have some patience. And this is what happens. When you have patience, you'll realize that Bitcoin just keeps going up and up and up and up. And it kind of does the same thing over and over and over again. So it's really no surprise, even though every single cycle there are new challenges and new things that we haven't seen before. But when it comes to Bitcoin, it just does not care. And it just keeps on going. And we're at that point, the last consolidation point before we head higher. And we may end up at 200, 250, 300,000 by the end of the cycle, right? And that is the reality. That's why things are heating up. Because people know this is coming. The long-term holders know this. Even now, the institutions know this. That's why everyone wants a piece, right? The same thing with Ethereum. Why do we want Ethereum ETFs? Well, I don't know if retail really cares, but institutions ask for this because they know there's a market for it, right? And there are a lot of predictions. How high Ethereum will be when actual ETFs start trading. Right now, we're like at the cusp of 4,000, or we're going to hit 4,500. We're going to hit 5,000 before ETFs come out, right? Who knows? Who knows? But one thing is for certain. Whether you like ETH or not, whether you care about ETH ETFs, the reserves are dropping like a rock. In fact, we're back to late 2017 levels for Ethereum. And this is on the exchanges. 6-year low. So the supply shock that I've been talking about with Bitcoin can certainly happen with Ethereum once the ETFs start trading. Because it's already happening. but it could happen a lot more after those ETFs get released, right? And this is what Ethereum's chart looks like. And if this is true, according to this, Ethereum could end up, end of 2025, somewhere between 10 to 14,000. I think that's a realistic number. I would say, you know, if I had to guess right around there, I would say probably about 14, 15,000, especially with the ETFs happening. Plenty of gains left, even for Ethereum. What's after Ethereum ETF? Can we get Solana ETF? Maybe. JP Morgan doesn't think so. But I do think if we are going to get another ETF, it's going to be based on Solana. It's not going to be anything else because the demand is there. But in the meantime, before we get Solana spot ETFs, we do have memes. We have a lot of memes. WIF today had a really good day, okay, going up about 15%. We know Pepe for ETH has been skyrocketing, and WIF has been pretty weak, but maybe it's WIF's turn now. So up 15% today. I also saw this. One of the YouTube co-founders also came out with a meme. Steve Chen, he was one of the original guys, and he just launched pajamas on Sol, and it's about 24 million market cap right now. It's one of his recent cats, okay, that has passed away. But you know, everyone's launching a meme. Everyone is launching a meme. Makes me wonder if I'm next. Aptos sets a new daily user record, even surpassing Solana. That's pretty darn impressive. And how is that possible? Okay, look at that. Look at that. It's not due to memes, actually. It's actually due to this viral clicker game called Tapos. And I guess you just keep on clicking and clicking and clicking, and you get rewarded with this heart token. Okay? And they're not the only ones that doing this. Notcoin is basically the same thing. It's like some kind of clicker game on top of Telegram, and it's so successful that it has onboarded 30 million users. And that is why it's pumping like crazy. It's $832 million already for a clicker game. So, besides memes, there are other kind of dApps that can drive a lot of users and volume. And right now it's games. But there are many others out there that hasn't even been invented yet. Other categories are niches, still waiting to be discovered. But this kind of shows you how effective games can be at driving users in. As long as they are fun and rewarding, it could do a lot. It could do a whole lot.